Welcome to another lesson for the Life in the UK test. Today I'll be covering law, principles and rights. Let's begin by looking at the foundations of rights and freedoms in Britain. Some of these will have been covered in previous lessons. These milestones show how our legal system gradually developed. It starts with the Magna Carta in 1215. This was the first time a king, King John, accepted that he was subject to the law. It set out the principle that even rulers must follow rules. Next came the Habeas Corpus Act of 1679. This protected people from being locked up without reason. It meant that anyone arrested had the right to be brought before a court to check if their detention was lawful. Then came the Bill of Rights in 1689. This limited the power of the monarch and strengthened the role of Parliament. It also introduced key rights such as free elections and freedom of speech in Parliament. Jumping forward to the European Convention of Human Rights in 1950, Britain helped draft this after the Second World War to guarantee fundamental rights across Europe. Finally, in 1998 came the Human Rights Act, which made those rights part of the UK law. Since then, government, courts and public bodies must all respect and follow them. A bit more on the latter. The Human Rights Act 1998 brought the rights from the European Convention on Human Rights into UK law. It sets out a list of fundamental rights and freedoms. These are some of the most important rights under the Convention. They ensure people are safe, treated fairly, and free to think and speak openly. These rights cover life, liberty, fair trial, privacy, freedom of religion, expression, assembly, marriage, and non-discrimination. The Equality Act was introduced in 2010 to bring together lots of older laws about discrimination into one single clear act. It protects people from being treated unfairly in the following areas: race and ethnicity, pregnancy and maternity, age, disability, sexual orientation, gender reassignment, sex, religion and beliefs, marriage, and civil partnerships. What this means in practice is that it is unlawful to discriminate against someone because of any of these characteristics. The Equality Act is a key part of ensuring fairness and equal rights in modern Britain. The UK has also laws that try to protect people from abuse. Domestic violence is treated as a serious crime. Victims can get help through safe shelters, legal support, and confidential helplines. Female genital mutilation, or FGM, is completely illegal in the UK. It is also against the law for UK citizens or residents to carry it out abroad. This shows that the law protects people even beyond Britain's borders. Forced marriage is also a criminal offence. The courts can issue protection orders to keep victims safe and prevent forced marriages from happening. In the UK, the law applies equally to everyone, no matter their background. Laws are divided into two main areas: criminal law, that covers offences like theft, violences, or drug use, usually investigated by police and punished by court; and civil law, which deals with disagreements such as employment disputes, housing issues, or debt. Judges, collectively called the judiciary, play a key role in making sure the law is applied fairly. They are independent of government, meaning politicians cannot interfere with their decisions. If a judge rules that the government has acted illegally, policies may need to change. Judges also hear cases involving disagreements between people, businesses, or organizations, such as issues over contracts, property, or employment. Criminal laws regulate behavior that could harm others or society. For example, it is illegal to carry weapons, even for self-defense. Drug use, selling tobacco to under-18s, and supplying alcohol to under-18s are all offenses. Smoking is banned in most public indoor spaces. Some local areas are also alcohol-free zones where police can take drinks away. Most small criminal cases are dealt with locally in magistrates' courts in England, Wales, and Northern Ireland, or in justice of the peace courts in Scotland. In England, Wales, and Scotland, ordinary people from the community serve as magistrates or JPs. They're unpaid and don't need legal qualifications, but they are given training and supported by legal advisors. Northern Ireland is different. There, cases are heard by district judges who are qualified lawyers. When crimes are more serious, such as violent offences, cases go to higher courts. In England, Wales and Northern Ireland, this is the Crown Court, where both a judge and a jury are involved. Scotland uses sheriff courts for many cases, but the most serious, such as murder, go to the High Court. Juries are made up of members of the public chosen randomly from the electoral register. They decide if someone is guilty or not. In Scotland, there's a third option, not proven, which means there wasn't enough evidence for conviction, but the person isn't declared innocent either. Civil law does not deal with crimes, but with disagreements between people or organizations. For example, tenants may take landlords to court over repairs, or consumers can sue businesses for faulty goods. Employment law protects workers from unfair dismissal or discrimination. Debt cases are also common in civil courts. Civil courts focus on disagreements rather than crimes. County courts deal with cases like unpaid debt, divorces, or contract breaches. In Scotland, this is usually the role of the Sheriff Court. For bigger claims, such as large compensation amounts, cases go to the High Court in England, Wales and Northern Ireland, or the Court of Session in Edinburgh for Scotland. Young people between 10 and 17 accused of crimes are usually taken to youth courts, which are designed to be less formal and focus on rehabilitation. These are heard by specially trained magistrates or a district judge, and parents or carers must attend. The public is not allowed into these hearings, and newspapers cannot name the young person. Scotland takes a different approach, using children's hearings, while Northern Ireland has youth conferencing to decide appropriate actions. Small claims courts are designed to settle everyday disputes quickly and cheaply without needing a lawyer. They're used for relatively low-value claims, up to 10,000 in England and Wales, and up to 5,000 in Scotland and Northern Ireland. The process is less formal. People explain their side to a judge in a meeting-style hearing. Today, many claims can also be started online through the government's Money Claims online service. Solicitors are qualified lawyers who advise clients, handle paperwork, and represent them in court when needed. They often specialize in certain types of law. The Citizens Advice Bureau provides guidance, and law societies list registered solicitors. The main job of the police is to protect people and prevent crime. Each police force is led by a chief constable and operates independently from government. In England and Wales, communities elect police and crime commissioners to set priorities and manage budgets. Police officers must follow the law themselves and face serious consequences if they misuse their powers. They are supported by PCSOs, which are Police Community Support Officers, who often patrol neighborhoods and assist at crime scenes or public events. Complaints if police officers misuse power can be made through independent bodies. In England and Wales, the Independent Police Complaints Commission, in Scotland, the Police Complaints Commissioner, and in Northern Ireland, the Police Ombudsman. Taxes pay for public services we all use, such as schools, the NHS, the police, roads, and the military. Income tax is the main tax most people pay. If you're employed, it's usually deducted automatically from your wages through payee or pay as you earn. Self-employed people pay income tax on their profits, including money from business and dividends from investments. Income tax also applies to pensions, benefits, and some income from property or savings. There are also other important taxes. National insurance contributions help fund state pensions, the NHS, and other benefits. VAT, or value-added tax, is added to most goods and services at a standard rate of 20%. And council tax is paid to local councils to fund services like rubbish collection, schools, and social care. In short, taxes are how everyone contributes to keeping the country running and supporting essential services. The National Insurance Number keeps track of taxes and contributions. British teenagers get one automatically, but non-UK nationals must apply. It doesn't prove that someone has the right to work, but it is needed for proper records. Driving in the UK is strictly regulated. One has to pass a theory and a practical test. After 70, Licenses must be renewed more often, every 3 years, to ensure safety. Visitors can drive for 1 year using their license from abroad. After that, they need to get a UK license. Car ownership also comes with responsibilities. Vehicles must be insured, taxed, and tested for safety. British society is diverse, but certain values keep it strong: fairness, respect, and responsibility. These help people live together peacefully. There are many ways in which people can contribute to their community, from jury service to volunteering. These strengthen communities and give people a sense of belonging. We have arrived at the end of this lesson. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.